Hello everyone, this is Lincoln's Prime, and today we are taking a look at the Super Action Statues JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 Golden Wind, Diavolo, and King Crimson! What the f- Well, as I'm filming this, a spider just crawled across my filming space. That's freaking great. But anyways, guys, here we have the Super Action Statues Diavolo and King Crimson from JoJo Part 5, and these figures look amazing. I would like to take a look first at the Diavolo figure, and I just gotta say that this one looks really good. Just the way that the legs, like the pant legs are painted, and that purple just looks really nice. The little gold spotted detail, which could have been painted better in my opinion. Still looks pretty decent. There is some green for the belt and for the cuffs, which does look nice, and a little gold painted button right there. The shirt detail is painted decently. There are some places where it kind of misses, but at the same time it's not horrible, and I think it does look pretty good. But yeah, down to the shoes as well, like the little kind of cuffs right here around the pant legs are painted nicely and detailed nicely as well, with the little, same kind of little gold button type details there. On the back we do get the little like butt flap areas, which is a nice little detail as well. The tattoos as well are painted, or not really painted there, but they're applied very nicely on the arms and going in on the face. It looks so good. The way the eyes are painted is very nice. The lipstick for the lips is decently applied, and the pink hair is well pink, and it has little kind of polka dot details, which I think I don't know if they're supposed to be green. I've always viewed them as like black or gray, but they're green here. So, and then you get the little zigzag detail on like where the what's it called, where the hair kind of parts. Yeah, it's the little part. But yeah, overall the detail on Diavolo here is very nice. Physique wise, very Part 5-esque, very skinny, but like some muscular details and definitions, which is nice. And also like the way that certain areas are kind of like shaded, like there's some shading detail on the pant leg and on the pant legs, and like kind of in the abdomen area and on the arms, so like some darker bits right here going into some lighter areas, which I do really like on Super Action Statues figures. But this figure in particular is very smooth, and I do really like that. And when it comes to the accessories that Diavolo comes with, there isn't too much here, but it's pretty much what you need when it comes to a Diavolo figure. First, we do get the basic Super Action statue base, which I've covered at least 5 times on this channel. You do get the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure emblem right there printed on the bottom, and the arm base, which does have some articulation, which I've shown before. So yeah, basic acrylic base that we've seen before. Other accessories include this extra head, which, just to compare it to the head on the figure, it's just a different facial expression. The hair is literally the same. There's no changes with the hair whatsoever, which I think is a little lazy. But, I really wish this was a missed opportunity to make an epitaph head, where, I mean, I don't really know how they would like make it, like like where he's viewing into the future. I just don't know what scene that they would use for that, but I do wish that was an included head for epitaph, but they did not do that. So missed opportunity in my opinion, even though I don't really know how they would fully execute that. But yeah, just different expression head, so there is that. We do get the sweater bit right here, which is very nice. This is when Doppio was like walking up the stairs, and he takes off his sweater, revealing his second personality of Diavolo to Polnareff. So you can pose him like taking off the sweater, which does look very nice. Like that's the sweater, but it's painted like purple, and it has some little dry brushing areas, which does look pretty good. So there is that, and the rest are just hands. This one specifically, this is when Diavolo does the hand slashing motion and blinding Giorno. So you do get that, and the blood splatter effect does look very nice, and it's painted nicely as well on the hand. And then the rest are just some extra hands. So you get this hand right here, which I don't know what this is. It looks kind of interesting. I don't really, it's not a punching hand. I don't really know what this hand is used for, honestly. You get that, and then you get this hand right here, which has a little hole in it. I'm gonna adjust the brightness here a little bit, but there is a little hole right here in the hand, and that is for the stand arrow, which I believe comes with either Giorno or Gold Experience Requiem, or just the regular Gold Experience. I don't really know which figure the arrow comes with. If you guys know, just let me know. But yes, there is a arrow holding a hand, and then you do get two relaxed hands like that, and they do look pretty nice, nicely detailed. And then there is a this hand right here is used for like taking off the sweater. So yeah, but you can also use it as like a pointing hand, but you do have options there for accessories. Also, here is a picture of what the sweater looks like utilized with the Diavolo figure, just because I've already done it before and it is a bit of a pain in the butt to do it again, so yeah. Now when it comes to Diavolo's articulation, we do have it is very similar to other Super Action Statues figures, but it might be some slight differences, who knows. But the head is on a ball joint, so it can look up about that far and down about that far, and there is another kind of joint here at the base, but it doesn't really do much. You can kind of utilize it. It can kind of shift a little bit, but not much. You can look side to side pretty well, but the hair kind of blocks him from really doing too much. But yeah, and a little bit of side to side as well, so you do get that. The torso, there is a diaphragm joint in here, so it can go side to side very nicely. It is the movement on this figure is actually really smooth. But yeah, you can crunch forward about that much, arc back about that much, and side to side is pretty nice, and you do get rotation. I'm trying my best to like be as careful as I can with this figure, because yeah, the arms can move out about that much, and they can shift up and down like that, and you do get some butterfly movement with that little ball joint segment inside, some rotation there. The arms can move up. They can move around all the way, just, you know, again, hair blocking movement is a thing. There is a swivel in here, but it is very tight, more than 90-degree bend at the elbow, and a swivel here at the wrist. The wrist does come off, and there is some movement in there, so it can, like, you know, go up and down, rotate it, go side to side, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. And then with the legs, we do have a ball joint in this little section right here, so the legs can kick forward about that much. There is a little bit of backwards movement, but not too much, and also be careful with these little butt flap areas. The legs can spread about that much, and that's really about it. There is a swivel at the thigh, but it doesn't work the greatest, honestly. The swivel works best at the already existing ball joint there. There is a more than 90-degree bend at the knee, which is really nice, and a little bit of swivel movement in there as well. And then at the foot, it can go up and down, swivel, and pivot a little bit, but you got to adjust it really well. And there is a toe bend, but I think it works better. Oh, it doesn't really work well on either foot, but yeah, it's there. It's just, you know, it doesn't really want to work on me right now. But yeah, articulation on Diavolo is pretty nice. And moving on to the stand King Crimson, and this figure looks great in my opinion. King Crimson is one of my favorite stand designs from JoJo, just in general. I mean, Diavolo is also one of my, well, he is my favorite villain from JoJo, and so, you know, but the stand is also one of my favorite designs as well, and, you know, I love the design. In terms of the detail, it's simplistic, but also, like, complex in some senses. Like, just, I don't know. The way, like, the shapes, like, that are on this figure, it has such a nice kind of style to it that I really, really enjoy. But kind of moving in on, like, well, the detail in general, we do get, you know, just the red, you know, areas, because, you know, crimson, you know, yeah. And then, like, the little patterns right here, like the little crossing patterns that go throughout the chest, the arms, the legs, just looks so, so nice to me, as well as on the head, which kind of makes him look like a slab of meat. But you know, that's the King Crimson charm right there. But you know, the physique itself is very nice. I do like the silver bits and how they look, especially on like the, you know, like little lips of the shoes, the knee pads, the arm pads, or the elbow pads, the little crotch area, which is kind of loose, but that's for a reason. Little cuffs on the arms and the neck and around the head does look very, very nice. And the white details, which are like kind of metallic in a sense. It's hard to pick up on camera, but they have some like metallic elements to it, which does look very, very nice, especially on the shoes. And I love that metallic green in the shoe area as well as on the knuckles for the hands. I just think that looks super, super cool. And then there is some like little gold like button detail on the neck, kind of how we saw like on Diavolo. But yeah, lots of really nice detail here. Paint was not missed whatsoever on this figure. And moving in on the head sculpt, you know, it's King Crimson. He's going to be looking angry as usual, gritted teeth here. Eyes, I'm really not gonna lie though, his face reminds me of Evangelion Unit 1 when they took off her armor. But yeah, you know, very, very nicely painted in terms of those aspects. And you do get, you know, the epitaph face on the front with the extra set of eyes, and that also looking angry. But yeah, so very, very, very nice looking figure. I'm not noticing a lot of like dry brushing areas on this, or like shading areas. It's really all the same. It kind of stays consistent, but I don't think it really needs it that much, like as much as, you know, like more human based figures, at least with skin. But yeah, I don't think it really needs the shading details that much, and I think this looks really, really good just the way it is. But yeah, so King Crimson here is looking very nice, especially physique-wise. But yeah. Now, in terms of accessories, King Crimson here does come with a little bit more than Diavolo, but that's mainly just with hands. And need I go over this again? This literally out of the way. That. Yeah. Anyways. So there is an extra head. This one is screaming because, you know, King Crimson is always angry. And the little epitaph head is also screaming, which I think is really funny. But just compare between the two heads. Yeah, that's really the only difference. Just screaming and more angry expression. So yeah, that's pretty much the only difference. And then we do get some extra hands. These are like some kind of cupped hands. I don't really know. Cup them. Yeah, but you get those. You get a pointing hand, which, you know, all JoJo figures tend to come with. So you get that. We get two kind of widespread open hands, which are pretty much the same. Same kind of detail on these as well, with like the white and the green little knuckle details. And then we do get two kind of relaxed grabby hands, which are pretty nice. And then we get this hand, which is actually my favorite because of this little detail. But it's a hand with the stand arrow going right through it. And this is a reference to like when he was trying to, you know, take a hold of the arrow, but, you know, it was not choosing him, and it was like literally falling right through his hand. But the arrow detail looks very, very nice. You get the little beetle, like the horn beetle, I can't remember what it's called, detail on both front and back, which I don't think that's accurate, but still pretty cool though. It is painted in gold and some slight brown for the handle. And it's not aligned the greatest, but, you know, they did a pretty decent job with that in general. So yeah, I do really like that hand, but that's pretty much it for accessories. Now, King Crimson's articulation is pretty similar. We do get a ball joint at the head, which is a little bit loose on mine, but not a huge deal. Look up about that far, down about that far, and a little bit of side to side, and then there is an extra joint at the base of the neck, which allows for a little bit more range, which is pretty nice, and it can go all the way around like so. The diaphragm is like multi-segmented, so you do get a segment here, 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 and here, which does allow for quite a bit of range. So you can rotate it, go side to side, up, down, back and forth, all that kind of stuff. So that is pretty cool. So you do have that. The arms can rotate theoretically all the way around, but I'm not going to test it. Arms can move out about that much and in about that much. There is this segment right here, which is attached on a ball joint, so that can go all the way around and move pretty nice. And then there is a swivel at the bicep, a bit of a swivel in this little area right here, more than 90-degree bend at the elbow, and there is, obviously the same kind of joint in the wrist as well. So there is that. Now, one thing I would like to mention real quick, when interchanging the hands, this part can pop off easily, so just make sure to hold it in place when interchanging hands. So just a little PSA there. But yeah, same thing with the other arm pretty much. The legs, similar kind of system right in here, so they can kick forward about that much, back about that much, can swivel at the the thigh, but not too much, that you get a little bit more range within that little ball joint segment. Kind of the same with Diavolo, more than 90-degree bend at the knee, so you do have that. Some slight rotation in that little joint right there. The ankle can go down that much, up that much, pivot pretty decently, even though you gotta kind of maneuver it a bit, and a toe bend. So yeah, articulation on King Crimson here is pretty nice. And with utilizing the posability, you can get a lot of really nice dynamic poses out of these two. I mean, it's not JoJo without the poses. Now, sadly, I did already display my other JoJo figures, and I do not want to get them down to compare them. So, yeah, I'm just gonna use some other figures for that. So for a quick size comparison, here we have the Super Action statues Diavolo and King Crimson next to the Studio Series Crosshairs, the Studio Series Hot Rod, and a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. And for my final comments on these figures, would I recommend them? Yes, they are expensive. I did get these for around $100 each, so yeah. But do I think that they're worth it? I'd say so. Maybe just find it for a cheaper price if you can, but that might be a little hard to do. So either way, I still recommend them. They are great figures. Just be careful with them. Always take caution when posing, and have fun with them, because these are really good figures. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it on the review for these two figures. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Yo, watch, I'm about to make this review canon to JoJo's.